Congratulations on completing your Common Leadership application for Framingham State University. Although I don't know exactly what you applied for, whether it's the peer mentor position, or maybe the orientation leader, or the health peer mentor, I do know that you're making positive progress towards becoming a student leader on campus, and that's really exciting for me. So thank you for applying. We look forward to reviewing your application. Some things that I just wanted to remind you of is that yes, you have indeed completed the application process, but there's a few more steps to keep in your mind as you go forward. The first thing to remind yourself of is the reference form. That should be sent out to your school email very soon if you haven't received it already. It's going to be asking you to think of references, which are just people that have seen you in an academic or professional setting. So it could be a past boss, a professor, someone, even a friend, someone who knows you fairly well that can attest to who you are as a leader, but who you are as a person as well. You're going to be asked a few questions about your character and just who you are, so make sure it's someone that you're comfortable with, that knows you more than just a few conversations here and there. You'll be asked to give their contact information, and they'll be sent a form as well that just outlines a couple of things about who you are and if they think that you would be right for the job, which you definitely are because you've made it this far. And once the references are all sorted out, you shouldn't really hear much other than that they got the form and they sent the form. They're also going to be sending out interview information for some positions. So again, the details vary on what position or positions. So keep an eye out on your email with interview. Maybe it's virtual, maybe it's in person. But either way, you're going to be most likely in front of someone. They're going to ask you questions about your experience, why you want the job, all the stuff that you already know with your application, but now you get to meet the person who is actually considering you for this job. So it's not something to stress over. I always stress over interviews, but keep in mind that you are qualified for this job and you have the passion for it because you obviously applied. So it is scary, but I know that you can do it. And the last thing I want to mention is that after the interviews come and go, there's sometimes what's called a group process or group interview. That's when they pool together all the candidates in one little group setting, whether virtual or in person, and you interact with other candidates for the same job. And it's not saying like, oh, only one person out of the group of 10 are going to get this position. They're saying, how can you interact with other candidates and which ones will it take? And then usually it's multiple, if not all of the people. So that's coming up too, so be on the lookout for your email, like I've said multiple times. So I think that's all I gotta say for now, but if you ever have any questions about the process, you can always email the employer directly and say like, hey, I just wanted to make sure that you got my application if you didn't get a confirmation, or if you're ever unsure, then contact them, that's okay. You can always just be like, I don't know exactly what the next step is. They would rather hear from you if you're confused than not hear it from you at all, because maybe there's some sort of like technology error. That's okay, that happens, but if you make an effort to show that you still care, they're going to really enjoy that rather than being like, oh, what are they thinking? So again, congratulations, you've completed step 1, but now there's a few more steps to go along with it. So I have faith in you, keep with the process, it will be worth it. And of course, tell your friends to apply too if you're nervous to go in alone. Tell your friends to apply to the same position, different positions. It always feels good to hear that from a friend that like, oh, I think you should apply to this job. So thank you for actively trying to be a part of the Framingham State community more than you already are. So thank you, and I will see you later.